Merry Vidmas, everyone. Welcome to Vidmas number 23. I am your host, CastleGate, and I am going to bring you a video about Gemcraft Chapter 0, Gem of Eternity. This game was quite the step up from the first game. So when I go ahead and give you a little bit of a playthrough of this game, I'm not going to be going ahead and comparing it to all of the modern Gemcrafts. No. I'm going to be comparing it to the first Gemcraft, actually. Yep, that's right. We're going to teleport back in time. We're going to pretend it's 10 years ago and this game just came out. And we're just going to ignore these two saves here, actually. And I'm going to have a little bit of a playthrough of this. So, what's going on here? Firstly, the map scrolls up and down instead of left and right. Ooh, cool. Secondly, there seems to be a lot more skills available for you to go ahead and sink your points into than before. Looking at all of this. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm not on Armor Games. Again, I'm playing on the standalone version of this game because why not? Skill points. There's a lot more skill points to be had, but there's also a lot more places for you to be able to sink your skill points in. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, including this weird looking thing, Prismatic Gem Mastery. Gems having all 8 base components gain plus 6% extra multiplier to maximum damage, range, and specials. Right, so that kind of implies that you get to get all of the specials from all 8 different gem colors? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I do know, but we're pretending it's way back in time, so I'm going to pretend I don't know. So, what have I got so far? I've got my skills in focus just because I want more mana at the beginning of every battle, because battles are getting harder and harder. Let's see, my enhanced pool. Higher maximum mana at the beginning of each battle. Well, that's the pool that I still have to upgrade because this is Gemcraft Chapter 0. I don't really run into any issues so far with the pool's maximum size. I think it's still okay, so I'm not going to bother putting any points in that. And I'm also actually able to go ahead and upgrade the power of some of these gems, these colors. I've done that. I was able to make the critical hit, mana gain, bouncing, shocking, and slowing masteries higher. Don't have enough skill points though to put into poison, but well, I'll really only shuffle things around, I suppose, if I come to a map that allows me to use poison gems, and poison seems to be the theme to use. I've also got some other stuff here. I can make my buildings cheaper, but I don't really think that's an issue at this point because of super gemming, which is something I've recently discovered through looking at the internet using Netscape Navigator, because yeah, super gemming is broken as hell, and I just discovered that I can also apply the same thing, the same reasoning to the first game as well, so it looks like I'll have to play through that eventually as well and see how broken it is. Let's see, I can decrease the cost of the mana pool spell. Kind of feels like these two spells should have been together, because one makes the mana pool maximum higher, one decreases the cost of increasing the mana pool. But it's two. Okay, sure, whatever. Trap layer. Oh yeah, there's something new in this game called traps. So before you had these pools of water that you could put on the ground in Gemcraft. However, in Gemcraft Chapter 0, you can there's no more pools of water to put down. Instead, you put down these traps, and in these traps, you can put your gems in there. So it makes them like fire ridiculously high speed. And I think it also increases their specials a little bit, but they do very little damage. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe there might be something in it for using for mana leech, maybe? Because, you know, it's always nice to have more mana. I don't know. We'll have a play with that later. And you've got a lot more amulets to get now. Lots more amulets. Look at these. Wow, this game is becoming full on and legit. And also, guess what? For every single field you play, now you've got like multiple modes that you can play. And the ones that have like brighter writing, whenever you play those, your score is actually tripled. So how cool is that? They're pretty hard though, I tell you what. what have we got? We've got normal, you've got sudden death, which basically means you cannot let a monster touch your orb. Endurance, that's really tough. The waves of monsters, you know, the hit points, they ramp up a lot quicker. A hell of a lot quicker. So endurance is really tough. Basically, it goes until you go, and then it stops and you end. Heroic is a little bit different in that this is heroic here. Basically, more monsters, more monster hit points, no giant monsters, which is kind of nice but kind of annoying because we rely on giants for going ahead and actually getting more mana. I'll tell you about that in a minute because there's a new mechanic that helps you do that. And there's 2 additional waves. After that, you've got stuff like Swarm. Only Swarm waves, those little tiny little swarms. If you go ahead and play in this mode, then I guarantee you're going to be relying on poison a lot because, because of that high rate of fire that I was talking about in those traps. You put poisons in them, and they poison a lot of monsters. And let's be honest, the poison just destroys swarms a lot more than towers because towers shoot slowly. Time Siege, kill all monsters before the time runs out. That's a new one. I haven't played that yet, but that should be interesting. Bleeding Edge. So in other words, I think you just have to keep on sending waves faster and faster or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Bleeding Edge is kind of like heroic, but just more. So you got 60% number of monsters. I'm guessing that's monsters per wavestone compared to normal or something like that. Let's see, 80% monster hit points, no giant monsters again, and 4 additional waves. That's not so bad. And then you've got Carapace, which is only armored waves. So there are these armored units. You remember in the first game they had the little sort of red half border around the frame for armored monsters? Yeah, they're back, and only armored waves in this particular mode with increased monster armor, so more armor. Jeez. Reduced speed. Okay, so at least we have more time to shoot at them. And 100% number of monsters, plus 6 additional waves. Twice the number of armored monsters. They move slower, but they're stronger and they have more armor. Yeah, that's going to be difficult. And lastly, there's this one called Arcane, which is basically kind of more than Heroic and Bleeding Edge. So 80% number of monsters instead of 60. 100% monster hit points, so double hit points now. So far, it's not much worse than Bleeding Edge, but it says no giant monsters, 8 additional waves. Okay, so double the additional waves. And then monsters led by an Arcane Guardian. So I'm guessing that's like a boss, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, this game is pretty awesome. There's a lot of different things you can do. There's a lot more replayability. Instead of going it back to just beat your score to try and get a glowing frame, you don't really go for a glowing frame. Instead, you just go for these modes like sudden death. You play this. You go for the modes that have the 3 times multiplier for that mode for your XP. And then you just go ahead and try and get those as best as you can. And you just keep on getting higher and higher scores, which gives you more and more more and more wizard level, which means you get more and more points to sink into your skills and just, keep on accumulating like that. So it's starting to feel like a lot more like a more sorted out game. This game is, I'll tell you what, it would take someone forever to beat every single field in every single mode. I mean, look at this. The map just keeps going and going and going. Right now I've got some maps. I haven't even bothered trying the other modes because they're getting quite difficult, actually. This game is a lot more difficult, I'm telling you, than Gemcraft, the very first one. Let's see. Let me show you what I mean. Let's go ahead and play whatever's next. This one. So it's not a boss level. I've already played a boss level of sorts. This has an Arcane Guardian in it. Basically, at the end, after all the waves were sent, there's this boss or a few bosses that come from different directions in the path. And what they do is they try and make their way to your orb, just like all the other monsters, but they've got a huge banishment cost, so you have to destroy them. Luckily though, like I said, this game has super gemming, so let's give it a crack. Now, what's this got? Poison, slow, chain hit, and reduce armor. You know what? I'm going to tailor this for those. So, poison, slowing, chain hit, and armor. I don't have armor. Armor's down here, but I do have poison, chain hit, and slowing. So, you know what? I'm going to get rid of shocking. Get rid of critical hit. Get rid of mana gain because I don't need it. And let's instead... I need more wizard levels to go even high. But that's okay. That means I've got plenty of skill points left. So I'm going to try and rock some jewel gems. So let's make jewel gems more powerful. What's resonance? Higher minimum damage. So the damage is more consistent and all around higher. That's kind of useful. I'm not going to have any pure gems. I'm going to be mixing gems so I can get more of a damage bonus. Because right now I'm finding damage is more important than anything. Let's see, what else do I have? Decreased banishment cost? No. Replenishment. More mana replenish over time. And more mana and score gain per kill. That sounds important. Let's do that. Maybe not that much. Oh, also, have a look at the next skill level costs as I go up and down this. They start high, and then they reduce, and then when you're around the middle, just past that, the costs go back up again. So it's kind of weird in that what you can do is you can get to a sweet spot where you're kind of like about three-quarters of the way up a skill's, maximum. And there you're kind of like the amount of skill points that you need to get from, say, here to here is quite small. But the amount of skill points you need to get from starting a skill to here, for example, is ridiculously high. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the game developer was thinking about that. Maybe they thought they would do that as a deterrent to have people do something other than just put a constant amount of a little bit of skill points in everything. Maybe they thought this would actually force you to go ahead and think about where you would put your skill points so you'd have a few active instead of everything active a little bit. You'd have a few active a lot or something like that maybe. I don't know. What I do know is that for very little penalty, you can get quite a few skill points back if you just tick it down a couple from the maximum. So, yeah, let's do that. What's Forge? Oh, lower gem creating and combining costs. Yes, absolutely. Decrease cost of mana pool or increase the maximum. Decrease cost? Ouch. Let's see. How many skill points do I have in everything? So you know what, yeah, the pool is not really that important. And what's this? Trap specials. I'm not going to be using traps this time around because honestly, at the moment, I need the damage output, so I'm going to be putting everything in towers. What's this? Focus. More mana. Okay, let's just put everything in here for more mana. And that's it. I'm pretty happy. Ooh, actually, nope. Wait, I've got 3 skill points and I just found something that was light grey. I can put them in here. Nope, I cannot put them in here. Okay, false alarm. That's it. That's how the skill points are going to be. And I'm going to give this a crack. This is not a special level. This is just a normal level. No, it is a special level. It's a Guardian battle. Okay. And this is nice. Because of the amount of skill points I have in these different coloured gems, that naturally gives me more gems starting in that colour. So how cool is that? Plus also you get this random gem that's like, it's red and it's yellow and it's kind of useful but kind of not. If that makes any sense? Probably doesn't. Anyway, I'm just going to leave this as is because it's got 2 colours that I cannot get by creating gems, and I cannot save and copy this. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. Oh, also, yeah, I was going to say before, check this out. If I go ahead and get some grade 1 gems, look at this. I can gem bomb the wave stones, and that actually does something called angering. there's anger modifiers. So I went ahead and dropped 2 grade 1 gem bombs on this wave, and it gives me 10 more monsters in the wave, 6 hit points extra to all monsters, 4 armor for all monsters, and 213 maximum score gain per monster killed. So there you go. Angering waves, new thing. I can get behind it. Seems to do quite a bit of damage, so yeah, I'm all for that. Anyway, back to the game. I've got to create a super gem, so let's go ahead and create that. Now, super gemming, does it work the same way? No, it doesn't. You have to mix the other way. Okay, so in this game, super gemming works a little bit differently to super gemming in the first game. In the first game, you would go ahead and create and drag the super gem over the gem you're creating or combining with to create the super gem. In this game, it's the other way around. I don't know why, but it just is. So you grab the lower grade gem and you drag it over and combine with the higher grade gem. Don't know why, but it's just the way it is. And you know what? If you keep doing that, then it's fine. Oh, and also, check this out. You can send more than just the next wave. I probably shouldn't have done that though, because now I'm going to struggle. Am I going to struggle? I think I'm going to struggle here. Again, you can't really help tell your gems what to shoot or where to shoot or how to shoot. So there's that issue. But it's not the worst issue in the world, I suppose. Oh, and check this out. You can also do this sort of weird combining. There you go. I can combine in the field now. But I don't want to do that right now because I don't want my gem to be in cooldown all the time. These monsters are a little scary. Oh, and also in these boss levels, you've got these arcane locks. What I have to do is drop a gem bomb on each of these that is grade 3 or higher in order to go ahead and basically destroy these locks. If these locks are still there by the time I go through all of the waves, all 38 waves, then this will actually destroy my wizard tower and I will lose. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, let's just stop yapping and start creating our super gem. There we go. Firing speed 56. You know you're doing the right thing if your firing speed goes up. Now, check this out. We've got giant monsters. Remember how I said there was something about using giant monsters to get more mana? This is how. You gem bomb the giant monsters waves for more giant monsters. And that means you've got a lot more giant monsters that they already give lots of mana when they die. So now when I kill them, I'm going to get a lot more mana all up than if I had not gem bombed them. See how good's that? Got to kill them though. So yeah. Wait, am I doing that right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Am I super gemming right or not? Do I combine lesser gems into bigger gems? Am I supposed to avoid grade 1 gems and instead use grade 2 gems? Oh, that's right. Gem bomb, super gemming is actually more effective for when you use gems that are 1 grade lower than the gem you're combining with. No, 2 grades. 2 grades lower is the sweet spot. That's right. Ooh, I better increase my mana pool. Anyway, that worked. So anyway, I've got a grade 4 gem, which means I need to be mixing in grade 2 gems by memory. And also you can fix the color of gems, believe it or not, by doing this. You can gem bomb a row of 3 gems, and you lose the gem that you bombed with, but you then change the color of the gems in that row to the color of the gem that you bombed with. So there you go. I remember doing this. 58, 59, 60. Yeah, it is larger gem over smaller gem. That's right. Okay. Alright, I think we're sorted now. I think we've got it. It took a while, but we may finally have the winning combination. So, ignoring these arcane locks for the moment, because I'm only not even halfway through the waves, I'm going to focus on just doing this, which is basically super gemming this and making sure that chain hit is the thing that is the highest potency in terms of all of the combined mixed up specials in this gem. That's what I want. So, first things first, mix the stuff you don't want, and then mix in the stuff you do want. It is a very slow climb to the top with this thing, this way, but it's well worth it. Look at the fire rate of this normal gem, and then look at the fire rate of this one. It's like almost twice as fast already. 45 versus 68. I mean, yeah, this gem does cost a lot more to make, but compared to trying to just upgrade naturally one gem by combining it with another gem of the same grade and continuing to do that, it works out to be a hell of a lot more value for mana spent doing it this way than by just constantly upgrading. So I'm going to keep on just getting in more grade 2 gems. Here we go. The bane of every single map that has very few gems on it is the swarm waves. But look at that. High firing speed means these swarm waves are not a problem at all. In fact, almost too easy. So, slow down the game and we'll just continue to mix in more gems into the super gem. Firing speed is now 75. It's climbing quite nicely. Look at this. Look at this. It's not even a competition anymore. Where's the next giant wave? 28. Okay. No problems. I can get behind that. Let's use a couple of grade 2 gems. I mean, I might be overextending here. 2,000 damage. How much does this do? Okay, nowhere near that much. So I really better do this. No, it'll be fine. I'll be fine. Trust me, it'll be fine. I'll just send these a little bit early, get a little bit more mana. Plus also because this does a bouncing attack, it does actually work in my favour for the monsters to be sort of bunched up in groups anyway. So there we go. That monster's down. Now we'll go in for maybe a final round of mixings. Nope. We can do a couple more. So let's do a couple more. Perfect. Firing speed 87. It's almost double the firing speed of this gem now. That's not bad. Yeah, a lot of mana has been spent into it, but now I'm actually not liking my situation right now. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I can't even afford to have put down a tower. Okay, I've overextended. So yeah, new game, guys. It's a new game. Pretend I'm still running that. It's a new game. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here and what's the best way of doing all of this super gemming and all of this angering of waves and stuff. I'm trying to get a feel for it. But yeah, for the most part, instead of always just surging ahead and playing the next field, it's definitely worth going back and playing the modes that are unlocked to you that provide triple points. Unfortunately, these modes are not unlocked for this field, but sudden death is unlocked for this one, so that's what I recommend you go ahead and do. Go ahead and... Oh, this one's tough. That's right. So you put a tower here that attacks this path and this path, And then you can put another tower here at this junction, something like that. Lastly, let's super gem some stuff. Oh yeah, perfect. That works out well. Oh, what type of gems are available? I haven't even looked at them. So I may have just gone ahead and created a couple of gems that I cannot super gem with just those two colours. Yeah, no, I can't. Ooh, there's splash here though. Okay, new plan. Let's go ahead and do something like this. Splash and shock. That sounds like a good combo. Anyway, basically the idea is to go ahead and not let a single monster reach my orb. That's sudden death. So let's see if I can get this done relatively quickly. By relatively quickly, I mean very relatively quickly. Wait a second. No, this is not working. I need to stop doing stupid things like that. I need to make this grade 3, that's right. Now I can super gem with this. At least I can super gem a lot more effectively. Oh, and there's other things like infested buildings now that you can actually go ahead and destroy. They've got hit points, quite a fair few hit points as well. And there's also these things called beacons that come up on the field. They stop you from doing things like this one stops me from building traps. And I think it's a 3x3 area, which is pretty big. And this one basically stops me from building towers in a 3x3 area, just as big. And also there's some random buildings that you have lying around that you can throw gem bombs on to disappear. Sometimes when you go ahead and disappear some of those random buildings, it can give you certain amulets or something like that. So it's well worth trying to just go around and destroy all that stuff. Just a little heads up. It's a little sort of side quest in this game, I suppose you could call it. Now, let's go ahead and super gem a little bit, and let's plop this gem down somewhere. My super splash gem that fires at almost the same rate as my non-super gem. But that's because splash, as a component power, naturally shoots slower, and naturally also has a bigger range. Yeah, that's right. Firing speed and range is modified, even at the same grade, depending on what components you have within your specials. Something else to note. But then again, that's nothing new. That's just like the old game. Let's see. Can all of this calm down for a second so that I can actually go ahead and super gem some more? Please? Ah, that'll be fine. Those two gems, they can hold the fort, can't they? Surely they can. There we go. Oop, nope. Okay, this was not the combination I wanted, but okay. Let's do this. Shock is on the opposite side of the splash's spectrum in terms of range and firing speed. Stuff with splash, armor tearing, bouncing, those sorts of gems actually have a higher firing speed but a lower range. Whereas stuff like critical hit, splash, I think there's another one as well. They have generally lower firing speeds but higher range. Don't know why, but they just do. Oh, and to get rid of these beacons, if you really wanted to, you just drop gem bombs of grade 3 or higher to actually go ahead and destroy them. So there we go. In fact, let's do that right now. Let's see if we can also maybe somehow make this building disappear as well. I think you get a little bonus if you destroy all of the buildings on a map. Ooh, hello. We are kind of struggling a little bit here. I'm a little bit worried. Better get some gems in just in case I need to do gem bombing. Oh, no. I think we're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Okay. And that did nothing. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Oh, and there's also something new called shrines. I should have fired off that shrine. Basically, you drop a gem onto a shrine. You don't gem bomb it. You just put a gem on a shrine, and what it does is it damages all of the monsters in a radius around it, and then it shoots off either lightning bolts or these little energy balls that go off and further damage a whole bunch of random monsters as well. It's pretty cool. What did I get? I got a random smattering of amulets, which is alright, but more importantly, I got triple score, so there you go. Almost 2,500, which is quite a bit, all things considered. And that netted me a little bit more wizard. No, it didn't actually. So it's not that good. But basically you can do that, and you can keep on going through all of the previous fields and trying to get all of those triple point modes to help grind up. It's a bit grindy, but you can help get wizard level a little bit higher, which means you get more skill points. And that definitely helps out a lot, especially this one about each and every one of the 8 components in the middle 2 columns here. Basically, having skill points in here allows you to get more gems that are at the start of your grid, at the start of every battle, basically of a certain grade. I think it's across 2 grades after a while. I don't know, this tells you what you get. So right now I'm getting 2 grade 2 line gems at the beginning of each battle. Same thing for the blue, which is slowing. And right now I'm only getting 2 grade 1 green gems at the start of each battle, because I can't upgrade this anymore until I get a higher wizard level. So yeah, maybe I should have left skill points in here instead of pumping more skill points into these, because honestly, starting with more gems is a lot more important. What is this? Lower gem creating and combining costs. Okay, that's kind of important. So is this. Replenish and more mana and score gain per kill. Yeah, that's kind of important as well, I suppose. So let's put some in there. I'll go ahead and mix back up until I get 2 grade 2s for just about everything. That would be nice. Yep, that seems to be the level for it. And instead of putting them there, I'll put them in here instead. Ooh, close. I just need to maybe get rid of this. And there we go. So now I'm going to start every battle with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 grade 2 gems, which is better than nothing, honestly. That'll help me get off to a flying start, and maybe with that, that might be the strategy actually to beat this field again. So anyway, that's Gemcraft Chapter 0 in a nutshell. Much better than the old game, a lot more content and playtime worth than in the old game as well. I don't know exactly how many fields there are. I've heard rumors there's maybe 78 fields all up. So I'm, less than halfway through right now. Fun game. Very different to the first one, but still familiar. And I can't wait to play through it and see how I go. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Remember to subscribe, tickle that bell for more stuff from me, and also comment down below, what do you think of this game? Do you have any more better strategies for me on how I can play this game, whether or not I should focus more on certain skills than others? If there's anything worth focusing on right now, I don't have many up. I've got most of them unlocked, but like you saw for some of the ones that have been unlocked recently, I need more wizard level to go even higher up after a certain point, so it's a bit limiting. Any advice on that would be great. And also, let's see. Oh yeah, the other YouTuber thing I'm supposed to do is say, hit that like button on this video if you liked it. If you didn't like the video, hit that dislike button, or the don't like button. That's what I'm calling it, the don't like button. And I'll see you in the next video.